Yes, guys, and welcome back to another edition of the Emotion Room on a Monday night with Dan Talks United. And we've got a lot to talk about. Manchester United saving football, showing everyone what football's all about, the sort of goals we want to see, not set piece nonsense, despite us being second in the league for set piece goals. But obviously, when the narrative suits us, we will go with it. Ineos signings being the signings, the players that have won us the past two games is an interesting talking point also. Because let's be honest, they faced a lot of stick. They faced a lot of stick with a lot of decisions. But their signings, whether you say it was Amorim's signings or not, have got us out of trouble in the last two games. We're going to talk about Kobe Mainoo. I issued an apology yesterday because, quite frankly, I didn't think the man was good enough to play in our midfield.
Starboy.
Exactly, in our midfield, full stop. And I was slated him, so I've got another apology to issue him. We're talking Michael Carrick. I mean, is 2 games enough to be like, look, give him the contract? And lastly, we're going to talk about Slot. Apparently, there's rumours he could be sacked this week. And Trent being told that he needs to leave Real Madrid and he's not part of the plans. But forget all of that spiel. Dan, talk to me. How are you feeling about yesterday, mate?
Carrick's at the wheel. David, tell us, how good does it feel? How good does it feel? Carrick's at the wheel.
Mate, it feels pretty good right now.
Joking aside, riding the wave. What else can we do? This doesn't happen all the time. I've been saying this recently. Didn't expect to beat City. Didn't expect to beat Arsenal. I predicted a draw. Alex was on the positive wave and said a win. Fair play to the guy. So we get the win. All good. I think I still feel that we played better against City in regards to, I thought we had more control against City.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt less nervous against City once the game started playing. But I still think after they scored their first goal, which was really strange, that after their first goal, they sort of dipped a little bit and started to get a bit nervous and they was making mistakes. And as you could see, when we got our first goal from Mbeumo, we pressed them. And I don't think we were pressing them that well. They were just making mistakes.
The thing is, we have been a pressing team for under Amorim. Whether that's been effective or not, we have been a pressing
It needs credit. It needs credit because
I
that's
say
one
all
thing.
The time. This is not me here backing Amorim, by the way.
No.
Trying to be.
Me
I know
neither.
I'm not the most balanced person in the world. You guys know that, the viewers and you. But I think, you add strings to your bow as a player under these different managers. Is it ideal to have all these changes? No. But it was that pressing that we've been doing under Amorim that's become second nature that forced Zubamendi into. I mean, he's been signed to be a maestro. They call him Zuba Maestro. I mean, mate.
Zuba.
Lovely trick that you pulled off there for Mbeumo.
Yeah, Dooby-doo.
Exactly.
Where are you?
Who was clinical. I mean, what a signing he's been. But yeah, I mean, carry on talking about the game, Dan. I don't want to throw you off. Carry on. Sorry.
No. So like I was saying, I don't think that we were a masterclass at pressing them, but I think we pressed well to sort of create that mistake. And I think we got on to, I think it was Saliba. It was decent on the ball. I won't say it was a classic on the ball, but it was Bruno and Mbeumo that was getting closer to him. They've passed it off. I don't think they create the space that they normally do because trying to think who was meant to drop in now. I can't remember which player was meant to drop in. I think Zubamendi sort of dropped in last minute to try and create some space, and it just didn't quite work, and we stifled that a little bit, which then created the mistake. So, I think in regards to the way we played, I think once we scored that goal, I think we started to come into the game then. And we pretty much had the similar game plan to City, where you're going to sort of sit in a little bit. But he did take risks, Carrick. That's one thing you've got to give him some credit for. Because even like when, I know I'm sort of jumping around, but even when Dorgu went off and then Sesko comes on, you'd expect that he'd probably bring Agati on, let's say.
Mate, didn't he bring Sesko and Cunha on, right? And let's face it, under Amorim, that's 2 centre-backs coming on.
Exactly. This is what I mean.
So that alone, I was in the car with my brother and I said, you know what, under Amorim, this is bloody Yoro and I know De Ligt is injured, but as an example, this is Yoro and Agati coming on. under
yeah,
Carrick.
yeah.
It's Sesko and
Exactly.
Cunha coming on.
Yeah,
And listen, if we're going to go out, we may as well go out this way. We talk about
yeah,
Man United DNA, the Man United way. That is it. We're at the
yeah.
Emirates. So what? So what?
Exactly.
You can see these guys are fucking scared. I'm trying not to swear because I swore so much yesterday on the live. But you can see they're shitting themselves. They don't want to win this Premier League because they're so scared of failing. And
Yeah,
Carrick took advantage of it. He said, "Here you go. Here's Cunha. Here's
yeah,
Sesko." But yeah, sorry,
yeah.
I get off on one. Carry on, mate.
But yeah, so but yeah, I just think it was positive substitutions. I think a lot of teams in that circumstance would have probably thought, you know what, let's try and take a draw here and let's just sort of get some defensive reinforcements on. But no, he kept positive. Again, I think I heard a couple of people saying you'd have thought Mount might have come on just for the pressing factor and just to try and be a bit more disciplined. But no, got Sesko on. And in my opinion, he's getting Sesko on for a goal. And obviously, the instructions is giving Cunha. It's about attack. It's still about attack, attack, attack when you can. As soon as you get that ball back and you win that ball, and they were trying to win the ball high as well. And I don't think we ever really retreated really far back in our line. I think we still played a relatively sort of highish line at times. So you can only give credit to Carrick. I'm not saying that he's done a masterclass in terms of tactical side of things, but he's kept it simple. He's played to the strengths, and then again, he's put players in the positions that they're good in, what they're used to being in. I think I was saying on my show that the only player that probably wasn't quite playing in their position is Mbeumo, but he's used to playing as like a false
I remember
nine.
when we signed him. When we signed him, and we still had Hoyland in the summer. We hadn't signed Sesko. I was in the camp, and I made videos on my YouTube about it. Of, you know what? I think we can play Mbeumo false nine and sign a midfielder. I think we can get away with that and keep Hoyland. Let's see how it materializes. That's all I said in the summer. And, you know, it's coming to fruition now. But in terms of players playing out of position, I've been saying it for months, right? You can get away with one player out of position in the Premier League. Yeah? Two, you're in big trouble. Now, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes we had 6 players out of position. I mean, Onana half the time. I know we got rid of him early, but if we're talking at the start of the season,
he's definitely in the wrong position.
He ain't a goalkeeper, to be honest.
He should be at home, that guy.
Yeah, but we had so many players out of position that it's just a weakness. And he was exposing us to previous manager. And you're right, just playing players in their correct positions has made us just look like a different team. But I mean, are we getting excited? Is this just down to a manager bounce? I want to read this out here from the Football Brotherhood. I'd like to change my original quote, which was, our attack. Alex came on this show and he said that our attack was better than Arsenal's. And I sat here and scratched my beard and was like, oh, that's bold, you know. You know what? He's 1,000.
You're coming round to it.
Spot on.
Yeah.
He's 1,000% spot on. And I'll tell you why. I'm adding Dorgu and Mr. Own Goal to the list of attackers that's better than theirs. Yeah? Watch this, mate. Watch this. Let me pop this up on the screen, yeah? Let me take that off. Look who's their third top goal scorer.
Mr. Own Goals.
Mr. Own Goals.
What position does he play?
Yeah.
What number shirts he got?
he must be the number 9 they were looking for in the summer when they thought they were getting Glockeres. You know Glockeres? Remember all the Glockeres?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
lock and load.
I said it at the top of the show, yeah. We've saved football by beating them at home. Listen, I'm not going to knock any team that finds a way to win games. These guys are top of the Champions League, whatever you call this, group phase, group league, whatever, yeah? But man, their goals are some smelly work. They're a stinky outfit when it comes to football, right? Like, they surely, with stats like this, yeah? 0 goals in last 13 games for Saka. 0 non-penalty goals in the last 11 Premier League games for Gyökeres. Martinelli, no goals in 30 games. Noni Madueke, no goals in the last 25 games. That's not all Arsenal, I don't think. Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
Oh, maybe it is.
Leandro Trossard, who's been their best attacker, apparently. Yeah, with 5 goals along with Gyökeres. That's with penalties for Gyökeres. 1 goal in the last 11 games. I mean, these guys are winning games. They're winning games, right?
Yeah.
Sky Sports put this up, and I took a picture of it, but I found it on Insta after. Same sort of thing we were just looking at. But these guys are winning games with Gabriel Martinelli being their main man. I mean,
Yeah.
they can't win the Premier League like this. Surely they
Yeah,
cannot win
yeah.
the Premier League like this, Dan. What do
It's
you think?
embarrassing. Yeah, I think I just don't understand it really. I was saying that again yesterday that it's not the way I'd like to see my team win. And I get it that Arsenal fans will be desperate to win a league. It's been a while, and obviously it's been a while for us, never mind, but it's been a while for them. And they'll probably take anything to win a league. But you don't want to win a league like that when you've been known as I call it, the sexy team of the league. Don't get me wrong, when Pep came in, he's turned City into a sexy team at times. But Arsenal were always a sexy looking team for a long time, since Arsene Wenger anyway. And they won leagues in style. They won FA Cups in style. So to win the league, if they do it in this fashion, I'm not having that, me. And I think it's also an indictment on the league as well, because we are meant to be the best league in the world, and to have Arsenal winning it in this manner, I think it's embarrassing.
Mate, you're absolutely spot on. I said that
me.
in a group chat today when we that was sent into the group chat, that the goals of their top scorers, etc., own goal being third on their list. And my immediate response is, this is embarrassing for the rest of the league, that this football side is going to win the league with these sort of stats.
And
it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing.
Walcott. What are you talking about, Walcott?
Oh, Walcott, that sounds great now. So I tell you what else is embarrassing. Them begging for a handball after that Dorgu goal. Listen, their season ticket holders have finally got something to look at, something to watch. I think they're still the most expensive season ticket in the world, by the way, Arsenal. Yeah. And finally, their fans have just witnessed 2 fucking goals that they can be like, oh,
from open play, that's what you're meant to do. Yeah,
that's what football
I
is.
want some of that. Yeah, they're going to be frustrated after that, because they'll want some of that.
Exactly. Instead of celebrating things like, has it gone in, ref? Has it gone in? Ref, has it gone in? What a joke, man. Sorry, man. Listen, I hate Arsenal. And yesterday absolutely made my day, mate. Made my day. Like Michael said, Mr. Own Goals is a Ballon d'Or winner. I mean, Arsenal fans will ask for that. That's the sort of fans that they are. Majority of them. You know what I mean? But I mean, listen.
You'll take anything when you're desperate. That's the thing.
I mean, listen. They've been the best team so far in Europe and in the Premier League. But it's time football was saved, and we've done the first bit. We've done the first bit.
It's up to them now. It's up to the rest of them now.
Someone, others need to step up and find a way to stop these guys. Because, I mean, I'm so happy. That's 2 draws and a loss for them so far. I really hope Leeds, they've given everyone a hard time, Leeds. So I really hope they give Arsenal a hard time. But anyway, away from Arsenal, I mean, carry on with Man United. I mean, let me pop this guy up on the screen so you can talk about this. Like, I mean, mate, this was out of this world. It was out of this world. Bruno 1-2 on the carpet. They call the Emirates the carpet. They showed how to play football on the carpet.
It's even turned into it's like being turned into a song. It's like Bruno Doggo, Bruno Doggo, Bruno Doggo. And just the passing between them. It's like, again, I think I haven't had a chance to watch back the full game yet. I've just watched highlights. And I think there was a period, I don't know if it was 2 or 3 minutes or longer, where we've kept the ball and we've passed it around, and then we got to that stage. And this is where I quite liked it. I don't mind scoring a goal on the break, but I think this was nice build-up. And those interchanges between himself and Bruno, okay, it wasn't the silkiest final pass to Dorgu from Bruno, but it was more about the build-up.
Another assist, Dan. Another assist.
Another assist. It still counts as an assist. And he's involved.
Sorry, I got to take Dorgu off the screen now just to say this. How anyone ever compares Bruno Fernandes to Odegaard or any player in that position? Furthermore, the only person that could be mentioned in the same sentence in recent years is Kevin De Bruyne. Other than that, there is no one else. And Bruno, he was involved in 2 of the goals yesterday. 2 of the goals. The second one, little dummy clips it to Mainoo. We're going to touch base on Mainoo later. Mainoo clips it into Cunha. And I've been saying it. I said this yesterday. Cunha couldn't hit a barn door the last few weeks. He's gone and put it through the letterbox, Dan.
Yeah, but we've got to give the props as well to Dorgu with that finish, though. That finish, because I was saying it myself. Tony Yeboah, if you remember that guy, He was
Yeah, I
famous
do.
for off the crossbar goal.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
always looks beautiful when it comes off the bar,
it
and
does,
that
doesn't it?
the way
Bar
he's
and
just
down, innit? Yeah,
yeah,
bar and
the way he's
down
just
is
hit
just.
it. So I was saying this the other day as well. It's like some players they look like they're hitting it like they're hitting a golf ball. The way they're hitting it, just the swing on some of the shots on some of these shots these days. I don't know whether it's if it's the ball or it's their football boots or a combination of both. But it just looks sweet how it was in the air, and I think I was just happy for the guy because it's been frustrating for him. I don't know which position he preferred to be in, but he's been flying as a winger.
Oh my God!
Obviously,
I mean,
we've had a bit of fun calling him Dorgu Best and all this sort of stuff and Ballon Dorgu. It's all a bit of fun. Whether he'll get to any sort of heights where we're sort of saying, you might be in for a shout for a Ballon d'Or, I don't know about that. But I'm enjoying his performances so far, and I really hope he's not got injured because he came off dinner. I hope it's cramp and not a hamstring.
yeah, he held his leg a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope not. I really hope not. Even Kevin De Bruyne said Bruno is better. Bruno's world class. Bruno's a
Yeah,
legend.
he
You
did.
said this
He did.
recently, didn't you, Dan?
Yeah.
Cunha. I mean, he's not been playing lately, right? In the last 2 games, he's not started, right?
No.
And he's definitely going to be gutted about that. But under Amorim, the last few games, he was wasteful. He was trying to do things alone. And listen, we can disguise things and say the system wasn't helping him, whatever. But coming on as a super sub, shall we say, he's come on, assisted against Man City, right? And I mean, that goal, Dorgu's goal was out of this world, right? But Cunha to pick that up and whip that around Gabriel and just put that bottom corner like he did and drop that little dance at the Emirates to just put their fan base and that club in its place where it should be. Get back in your lane, guys. Win the Premier League, win the Champions League. Then we could start having conversations about how great you are as a team, how great your manager is, how great a squad you are. But they just go beyond it. They know it. They haven't won it, and they're talking like, Dan, it makes my blood boil.
So I'm just like, Walcott, try and beat the 2026 team. Never mind the '08 team. What about this team? Try and beat this team first.
Yesterday, we had the best player of Brentford and the best player of Wolves in our team yesterday, and they schooled you. And you want to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, Berbatov, Rooney, Tevez, Scholes, Carrick. The list goes on. Even Evra would have put it top bins, just like Dorgu.
But to see that goal, though, to see Cunya's goal when you're watching that live, because I was sort of shouting out saying shoot, because that's the first time I've said that. Because I don't normally say that when a player's got the ball outside the box. But I was like, I could feel that if he just got into that space, just shoot. And then when it left his foot, I thought that's going in. That's going in. And that's like pinch me, goosebumps moments. That was just beautiful end to that game. And it deserved to be the winner. It was just a beautiful strike. Curled it round Gabriel, his Brazilian teammate, into the back of the net. David Raya, who's meant to be, he's a good goalkeeper. Nowhere near it for me. It was fantastic strike. And I've just got to shout out to Cunha with that one. So hopefully we can see a bit more of that. It's not very... There's no high percentages when it comes to scoring from outside the box, so I'm not expecting that every week. But a few more of them would be nice before the end of the season.
I was in the car driving home from Brighton, listening to the game, and I said to my brother, "It's going to take special goals today, as something special from someone to win this game." And it took 2 special goals. So you're not always going to win games like that, right? But
definitely not.
Listen, if you're taking the shots, if you're trying your best to get into those positions, you deserve what you get. To beat Arsenal at the Emirates is not easy.
It's not an easy thing to do, that.
It's not an easy thing to do. And to
I think it's 2017, the last time we beat them there.
I think it was when Jesse Lingard was moonwalking on the pitch. Alexis Sanchez.
We've always got players dancing at Emirates.
That's what I mean. Lukaku was playing. I was at that game. One of my clients got me a box in that game. Obviously in one of the Arsenal boxes. And I think that's the last time we beat him there. And man, it's so good to see Cunha dancing there. Michael says here, one person that's not getting into the team now is Mount. Yeah, there was always someone that was going to suffer with Amorim leaving, and
Always, always.
I think Mount is that person. I think the only place he could maybe get into this team is in midfield somehow, adding
Mm,
legs there.
yeah.
I see you saying the false nine. He just doesn't have the pace that an Imbumo has,
No.
and I'd just rather play Sesko there if I'm not playing Imbumo there.
Yeah.
Mount. I mean, we had this
Yeah.
debate, right? He's not for me. I don't know why we signed him. He's done a
Yeah,
decent job under
you
Amorim.
you don't play for me. You don't play him Mount in the false nine to actually score goals. I know that sounds weird. I think you more play him there for his pressing ability, and I think that's kind of how we've used him in the past. Don't get me wrong. I know he can score, but I don't think you'll get the same end product that you'd get with Mbumo. So obviously, Mbumo gets that chance, and even with Mbumo, that's not particularly been on form. He still has the composure. He still drops the shoulder. He still rounds the
Yeah.
keeper. Still chips it between the defender and the goalkeeper. And I just think you don't get that from Mount for me. Maybe if you've got Mount on absolute highest form, peak Mount, you might get something like that. But if you're playing him, you're more playing him to be on the pitch and be an extra man, an extra body to do the pressing side of things. It's not for me to actually score goals. I know that
Gray
sounds
says
weird,
here,
but that's how I
give
see it.
give Mount a job in the physio department. I mean, listen, he'd be excellent there. He must know all about
All about it is always in there.
all sorts of recovery and injuries. I mean, he'd be fantastic in there.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I don't want to be negative and knock Mount. Hopefully, he can play a part.
No, I like Mount.
I'll be honest
I
though,
like him.
everyone I've knocked, Dan, everyone I've knocked has
Knock 'em
come
all.
good lately. So
Knock 'em all.
maybe I need to keep that trend, guys.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me keep
Don't watch
knocking Mount.
live. Don't
Yeah.
watch live and knock all the players.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Maybe
Mr.
I need to-
Bandor, I'll hit it through the letterbox, like you said.
Yeah.
Precise. Precision.
Exactly that. I mean, man, crazy performance. And I think it was DJ Dark US Night here that says the last two games, it really feels like we are back, but we have to destroy Fulham. And he's right about
That's
that.
the key thing.
That is the key thing, you know. And
I'm probably most worried about that game because I've said it before that I will judge Carrick once we play a team that plays a relatively low block. Now, Fulham will try and play here and there, don't get me wrong, but it will be a completely different game. And we want to see if we can actually break down a team like Fulham. And if we can do that, you know, I'm not saying give him the job, but I'm saying, you know, that's where we've faltered before, though, is that we can beat City in the past, we can beat Arsenal in the past, we can beat Liverpool, but can we beat Fulham, for example? Can we beat Burnley? Can we beat Leeds when they've got a low block? Can we break them down? Have we got enough to do that? Has Carrick got enough tactical nous to work out some patterns of play to break down a low block? That's going to be very interesting.
That will be the test. Right? Because we look most dangerous under Carrick. Yeah. We've only had two games. And by the way, it took Carrick 2 games to win 2 back-to-back games. It took Amorim like 35 games to get there.
Yeah.
And again, I've said it millions of times. I don't want to talk about that poisonous man again. The man that charmed me. Oh my God. That guy, charmed me. I don't know how he charmed me.
He charmed us all. He charmed us all.
And a daughter, but
we all fell in love with him.
He charmed me into believing in him, into believing he was going to create something so special for me.
Mr. Slick is young.
Fucking fraudulent man. Absolute fraudulent fucking man.
Comes in with his Montclair and in all these nice designer gams with his boys. I keep remembering that picture when they first came to Manchester and they were just strolling through Manchester City and they're all blacked out, hoodies, looking all gangster. And you just thought, this guy's something else. This guy's something else.
Man.
So, and then press conferences, the way he talks, very slick. So he sold us all. He drew us all in.
I never want to see that man again. You know. How a man charmed me at 35. I'm 35 years old, right? I've got grey hairs coming everywhere. I got a trim. Listen, if I hadn't got a trim, this is all white hairs coming through here, right? And I got charmed by this. Oh my God! You know, I got to move on from it.
Talking about trim, if we win 5 games in a row, you're going to trim the beard.
Oh my God, no way, man. To be fair, I've trimmed it down recently. This was mega long before. Yes, thank you always. And Grace, yeah, I will get mods once I know how to do it for starters, and once I get
Yeah,
some more viewers. But I'll get there for sure. What we got here, Strand may finally cut his hair, and it's true.
yeah,
You know, if we beat Fulham, I haven't seen the next few fixtures. I've been
yeah.
going
I'm not
game
sure
by
who's after
game.
that. I think we've
I'm
got
not sure who's
Tottenham as
after
well.
that.
I think it might be Tottenham after Fulham, and then I'm not
I
sure
think
who's
you're
after
right.
that.
I think you're right. I think you're right. We're not in any other competitions, are we? He charmed you especially because of your Portuguese connection. And, you know,
Yeah,
Michael's right here. You know, I did want him to do well. And it was initially why I was so hard on him at first. And when I saw a slight improvement, it gave me that lift to be like, you know what? Maybe he's right. Maybe it is a patience game. And listen, it's only been 2 games, but Amarim has not given me a moment like Carrick has given me in the past 2 games against
no.
top teams as well, the 2 best teams in the league. You know,
It's convincing wins for me. That's what you like, and you can never take that feeling of a. I know it wasn't quite last minute winner, but when it's towards the end of a game, that winner, that feeling, you just want to bottle that up and sell it
it's very
because that
Manchester
feeling's
United,
unreal.
though. It's very
Very
Manchester
much so.
United, you know, and people
Yeah,
be talking about DNA, Manchester United, will be people getting mocked for it. And dare I
yeah.
say, when I was hearing it, I was kind of thinking, do you know what? I think that DNA has gone. I think we need to find a new way. I think we need to go away from all that, you
It's
know?
really quickly. It's
Go
Fulham,
for it.
Spurs, and then West Ham.
Mate, it's got to be 5 in a row,
Haircut,
innit?
haircut's coming.
It's got to be 5 in a row. What we need to do is I shave my beard off completely and you need to start
Yeah.
growing yours, Dan. We need to swap
Yeah.
roles.
I don't know if I can grow one to be
Yeah,
fair, but
we
yeah,
need
let's
to
give it a
swap
go.
roles. You need to come on with a fake beard and I'll shave
Yeah.
mine off if we pull that off, you know. Yeah, 710 subs. But listen, I'm very happy with my 710 subs. When I started this, just getting to 50 was a massive thing back in June. So listen,
It's hard
please sub
work.
to
It's
Dan
hard
Talks
work.
United as well. We both kind of started at the same time. And it's brought us together to just have fun on a Monday and chat about Manchester United. What did you think Amarim did wrong? Leaving Portugal, right, and signing the contract to come to Manchester United. That's what he did wrong. Grace, he did not have a clue what he was doing. He was very stubborn. And listen, I'm all for it. You learn on the job. And to be honest, sometimes you take a job on. You take a job on in any industry, and maybe you don't know what you're doing, but you figure that out later. Sometimes you just got to take the opportunity and hope it goes well. But fuck me, it went fucking awful for him. It went absolutely awful for him. Carrick is
Co-pilot couldn't save him.
exactly. Carrick is down in what he said he will do with the team. When he was interviewed after getting the job, it's just back to bases, which is controlled chaos. Sir Alex Ferguson thrived in chaotic games. Look, the next that Amarim was lean though. Grace is trying to wind me up for sure. He was lean. I never saw him topless. I don't know about you, Grace. I never saw him topless. He could be hiding
It
a
looked good in
Portuguese
tops.
beer belly. He
It
could be
looked good in
hiding a
tops, to be
Portuguese
fair.
belly. Yeah, he did look good in his tops, didn't he? He looked like he trained a bit. Oh, listen, all he did was utilise the new Carrington training facilities. That's all he come and did, to be honest with you. Fuck Amarim, Carrick at the wheel. Yeah, everyone's gassed. Quick one. I want to move on to the next subject. Let me just write down the time so I can timestamp this for moving forward. Ineos, right? They've been getting a lot of stick, and rightfully so. They've been awful in a lot of their decisions. But what say you, Dan, that, am I right in saying Mbumo scored in the last game, Dorgu scored in the last game with an assist from Cunha? Both three signings that Ineos have made. And it's been
Yeah.
widely publicised that the signings that we make are not managers' decisions, they're more director of football decisions, right? Then we fast forward to the Arsenal game. Remind me, we got Mbumo, we got Dorgu, we got Cunha. Do we have to give credit, guys? Do we have to give credit, guys, where credit's due? These three signings are Ineos signings, and they've just won us 2 major football matches. Was it Amarim not using his tools correctly? What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I think it's one of those again where it's a combination. For me, yeah, I mean it's open to opinions, isn't it? But for me, I think when you'll never know the full story, but for me, he's always saying in his press conferences that he wanted Premier League proven players. That's what's come out. I'm not saying he particularly said, I want this, this, and that, but he will have been consulted. So he will have been a part of the decision making. yes, I'll give Ineos some credit for buying them and getting them through the door, because it's not a given that you can get Cunha to come through the door or Mbeumo. And one thing I will say though is, I don't know if it's just Wilcox or Barad has been involved in it, but they have got a good sell. They've got the good sell, if I'm honest, because there's a lot of players where they probably think, I ain't going to that dead team. They just ruin careers. And I think there's a lot of things that they're saying when they're in contact with the agents, in contact with the player, to convince them to come. And it's this project thing they've been selling, this project and what the vision is. And apparently, both Cunha and Mbeumo, don't get me wrong, they are boyhood Man United fans. I get that. But they were sold by the vision. But at the same time, I still think Amorim was pushing for the Premier League proven
players.
Cunha,
Yeah,
he wanted Mbeumo. He wanted.
It's come out right that he wanted
Watkins.
Mateta. He wanted Mateta.
Yeah, he wanted
before
Mateta. He wanted Watkins as well.
Yeah.
So for me, there is some credit all round, but they haven't unearthed these two players. They're in front of all our eyes. We all knew that they had really good seasons for Wolves and Brentford, respectively. So do you give them credit for that? They didn't unearth them. They didn't spot them. They didn't scout them. But what I will give them credit for is getting them through the door, because Tottenham, and was it a couple of other teams wanted Mbeumo, Cunha. There was a few teams that wanted Cunha, and he had his heart set on Manchester United, and so did Mbeumo. So I'll give him credit for that, for locking them down and getting them through the door.
Dorgu,
the scouted Dorgu, so I'll give him credit for that. I wasn't really having him at first because I just didn't feel he was ready. I'm not saying that I never was going to give him a chance, but I just didn't think he was ready in that wing-back role. I just thought he wasn't doing enough going forward for me. He was a good defender, and I saw that, but he wasn't giving enough going forward for me. So overall, I think it's honors shared, I think, personally. What do you think?
Honors shared between Ineos and Amorim?
Yeah, I just think a few people have had a say in this. Obviously, Dorgu, I would probably say Vavell had a lot to do with that, because he's normally on that more global scouting side of things. Whereas I think Wilcox will step in and say, yeah, I agree with you, but I think he's more about what does he know, because what does he know from City, the academy. So like, when you're talking about academies, and you're bringing through, like, I know they came from Arsenal, but you've got Obi and you've got Heaven, and they're, again, you could say they're scouted, and you could say you've got a bit of credit for bringing them through. But I think when it came to like your Sesko, for example, and your Dorgu, that they were scouted for me. Maybe not Sesko so much because Vavell knew him from the Red Bull sort of scene, but Dorgu was scouted, so I'll give him that one. And Cunha and Mbeumo, like I say, they could have gone to another team. We got them through the door, but I think they're obvious signings, though, personally. So, what do you think?
I think we have to give them credit. You know, I personally think the fact that Amorim wanted certain things and they didn't give the green light on certain things, for me, like Michael says here, once I get it up on the screen, wrong one, but yeah, academy, the academy, yeah, DJ Dark wanting to use the academy more, right? But Jason Wilcox deserves some credit. Like, I think he does. I think he does. Listen, I think we all knew in the summer we need to just go Prem proven now. Because we went down the Ten Hag route of just mucking around with players like Anthony, Malacia, Onana. Am I missing any more out? But the only Prem proven player we got was Mount. But was he Prem proven? For God's sakes, he was shocking in the Prem, really. His best performances were for Lampard. Was it for Derby? Who was Lampard?
No, he played well for Lampard at Chelsea as well. I think he had 2 seasons that were good at Chelsea and a good season at Derby, if I can remember rightly. I think he was quite pivotal in their cup run, and I think they won. I can't remember which cup it was that they won. So I won't take it all away from him. But yeah, you're right. He hasn't shown years and years of that sort of level. It's just been maybe 2 years at Chelsea, 1 year at Derby, something like that. I could even be wrong. It might just be 1 year at Chelsea, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't really know, but I mean, you could say he was a Prem proven. Yeah, funny one here. I had to pop this up. Mount was physio proven. Flipping, so true, exactly. Prem physio proven is the truth. We were shocking. So I think anyone in their right mind could see we needed to go Prem proven. And we needed more goals in the team.
But that is in our history to go Prem proven, so that's not original either.
I did a video when I first started, of all the managers post Alex Ferguson, what route they went down in terms of their signings. And I think the only manager that tried to go Prem proven was Moyes at the beginning with Fellaini and Mata, right?
Mm.
And Jose Mourinho to some extent with some certain players like Matic, Alexis Sanchez, and players like that, yeah. But all the
Mm.
rest of them, Van Gaal and Ten Hag especially, they went absolutely fucking crazy and went
Yeah.
and got everything that wasn't in the Premier League. And I feel it wrecked us. I feel it wrecked us.
They
So
wanted
again,
players that they knew, though, didn't they? But it doesn't always work, does it?
yeah, exactly. So for me, I think I'd give credit to Ineos on this one. They've identified the right players. I mean, again, it wasn't rocket science. Look at where we need goals. Mbumo scored like 20 odd goals last season, I think.
Yeah.
Cunha wasn't far off that. It made fucking sense, right? But listen, all I'm saying is these signings have stepped up. You've got to give
Yeah.
credit where credit's due.
Which
These
which hasn't
signings have
happened
stepped
for a
up.
while, especially that many as well. Because, like
We
you say, I know
spoke
it's only
about
2 games, but there's 3 of them there
what
straight
did we
away.
say on our last show when we had Alex? We were like, we
But
can't miss
but
anymore with
also,
signings.
I know it's easy, but let's not forget Le Mans as well. I know he conceded
Oof.
2, but don't forget Le Mans has been a good
He's been
signing as
okay.
well, and he was scouted. So I'll
He's
give
been
him that. He
okay.
was scouted.
That
Yeah.
is a good shout. He's been okay. He's
Yeah.
made some. You know what it is though with Le Mans. He's
Low bar, low bar. I know it's a low
That's
bar,
it.
but
Yeah, you've
yeah,
just summarized it. He makes
yeah,
some saves that he should be making, but it
mm,
shocks us so much that he's made the
yeah.
save because we've been watching awful,
Oh,
awful goalkeeping for a few years.
disgusting
But listen,
goalkeeper.
I'm happy with Le Mans and I feel a lot safer with Le Mans
Mm,
in goal for sure. But we still haven't found our David De Gea. You know, for me,
no,
since my time supporting Manchester United, it's gone Schmeichel, Van der Sar, David De Gea. Those have
but
been the 3 goalkeepers for me that
really
have finished.
quickly, has he had a better start than De Gea?
Yeah, I mean, De Gea was rocky, you know, with set pieces when he
He was
started, and there
really
was a lot of talk
skinny,
that he
really
needs to put on some
weak.
size.
Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
really weak.
He couldn't
So
fill his
you're right.
shirt. Yeah.
You're right.
I don't know, just saying. That's the only
He's had
thing
a
that's
better
sort of
start.
giving me hope is that he's
I
probably
don't
started
like
better
the
than
word
De Gea.
ceiling. I don't like the word ceiling because I mean, where's his fucking ceiling? You know when you hear, oh, he's got a bigger ceiling. All right, I mean, where is it? Like players that have these ceilings sometimes. Like I said, I don't understand it really. So I get the idea and the concept behind he's got a bigger ceiling. But look, I'm happy with Le Mans. And you're right, that's another signing that we have to give credit for Ineos. But you're very much in the camp of give credit to Amarim, give credit to Ineos. Is that what you're saying to summarize that?
Yeah, I just don't think it's cut and dry just to say Wilcox is the boss and he's done all these amazing things. I think he's made a lot of mistakes and he's also covered his ass a lot by getting rid of Dan Ashworth and stuff like that. So I won't go into that now because we've done that already. But I just think he's learning on the job for me. And I think if he leans on the right people, you might get some success. So I don't know how good Vavell is, by the way. But one thing I do know is that they do need to trust a little. I mean, again, you could probably go full circle and say, actually, or 180, should I say, and say, do we go back to Fergie times and just use the eye? Instead of all this data-driven stuff and the computer says yes or the computer says no, you just do the eye test.
Yeah, but do you know what we were doing?
I don't know. But
you know
go
what
on,
we were
sorry.
doing in Fergie times once he got established. I mean, listen, Fergie got really lucky, and this is not me diminishing Fergie. Fergie made a lot of teams. He made a lot of teams, yeah. But that class of '92 or whatever you want to call them, I mean, to get that level of player. But listen, we've seen it. The manager still has to create a great environment for these players to thrive.
Of
And that's what
course.
Fergie did. He helped them grow. He helped with their mentality. He helped them become massive personalities. So much so, you watch football punditry now, you watch Sky Sports, you watch TNT. It's all Man United guys running the show because their
Yeah.
mentality, their knowledge of football, the way they articulate themselves. And that's all because of Fergie as well, helping them mold them into just footballing icons, to be honest. So me calling him lucky is a bit harsh, but fast forward to my main point.
Very.
Yeah, fast forward to my main point. He got to a point, Fergie, where he would look around in the transfer window and be like, right, who's the best player in the league that plays for a team that's not Arsenal or that's not Chelsea? Cool, Berbatov. Let's go grab him. Oh, I need another striker. Oh, I'll go grab Van Persie. We've got loads of examples. Rio Ferdinand from Leeds, sorry. Carrick from he was at Spurs at the time, started at West Ham. Tevez from West Ham. He got to a point where he'd go and grab whatever was current and the
But
best at the
he
time.
earned that though.
And
He
you know
earned
who's
the right
starting
to
to do
that.
that now? You know who's starting to follow that mold? Pep Guardiola and them lot. They've gone and got
You're right.
Semenyo, gone and got Gay, who's the best
Yeah.
available person in the league right now, Prem proven in that position.
Yeah, yeah.
They're going and grabbing it. They're going and doing it. And you know what? Those two signings, Dan, for City, could win them the league. Semenyo's hit the ground running, man.
Yeah. He's good. He is a good player. He's a good player.
But, look, I just don't know if we have. Do we have enough to go and do that? Go get the best players in the league again? I don't know, but I mean, if we finish top 4, then maybe we do.
Yeah, it can only happen if we start to get success on the pitch again. I think that's what's gonna sway it, because obviously we got Mbeumo and Cunha through the door, but they've got a emotional attachment to the club to a certain degree. But then you look at Semenyo now, and he's thinking, shit, showing that side of Manchester, they've got their shit together in the blue side,
of course,
to a certain extent. So you're thinking that's Pep. So you can't see past Pep, can you, really? So as much as there's the potential cheats and all this sort of stuff, end of the day, they're still buying players. You don't want to really risk not going there where you've got a good opportunity to win things. And you're going to be coached by the best coach in the world, arguably, at the minute. So I suppose there isn't anybody that's really challenging him for that spot. So why wouldn't you go there? And all the hard work that Semenyo's done through his career, he's played at some really low-level teams.
He deserves to be where he's at, yeah.
Yeah, he deserves to be where he's at. He's worked hard, and he's got there. He's got the bumper payday, and he's playing for the best coach in the world right now. So you can't argue against that. So we can't compete with that, for me, especially for those players that don't have an emotional attachment to Manchester United. And the fact that I agree with it, by the way, but we're not throwing as much money at players anymore. So if you haven't got that dangling over them, then you've got to give them something else. And that's where I'm giving Wilcox some credit. So it's like, I'm not going to pay you the most in the league, but what I'm going to offer you is a project that's going to deliver this, and you're going to have the opportunity and the chance to be a part of this big thing where you're turning Manchester United around. We've got Carrington, we're going to have a new stadium, etc. and so forth. That's what I'm selling you. So whatever else he's saying, he's doing well at that for certain players. But that won't last long if we're not finishing high up in the league. But that has to start happening for me.
I mean, Michael touched base on something earlier. I'm also glad they settled the Casemiro issue very early. Now potential
that was good.
We'll know there's space in the middle to fill in.
I agree with that.
The other issue that probably needs settling really early is who the next manager is going to be. We are going to touch base on Carrick, etc. But before we do that, we've got one more subject before we go into talking about the next manager, talking about Carrick, but that does need to be settled down as well. I know we still got the rest of the season, but you kind of want the potential signings for next year to know what that project is. You just mentioned that. They're going to want to know it, and I think that needs to be sorted ASAP. They've given Carrick not the interim role. They're calling him the coach. So, we're going to touch base on that next. But the next thing I need to touch base on is this fella, right? I mean, these are his stats against Man City. I think that was his stats against Arsenal. No, that was Man City as well. I haven't got the Arsenal stats. I missed it. I thought that was Arsenal. The point is, Amorim's left, and this guy's gone into midfield, and I didn't think he was capable, Dan. I did not think he was capable of putting in performances like that. I didn't think he was strong enough. I didn't think he was good enough. I didn't think he was fast enough. And oh my gosh, it's like everything he's touching at the moment, his turns, his press resistance, he's just looking fantastic, Dan. I mean, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm sorry, but I'll be honest, I'm going to continue slating players because they seem to be making me look a fool. But I'm happy that they do. Do you know what I mean? But
it's always good. It's good to be wrong when this happens. But yeah, what I think of him is, again, you're preaching to the converted. Because for me, I was a big Kobbie Mainoo fan. The only thing I didn't like was his brother doing that stupidness with T-shirt. But other than that, I sort of saw his frustrations. And one thing before getting into how he plays, I was quite, up until that point, which is a bit of a blemish, is I was really impressed that nothing really leaked out around his camp per se to say that he were going against Amorim. He was training hard. He was trying to get into the team. He was probably listening to what Amorim was saying and saying, right, what do I need to do, boss, to get better, to get into your team, to have a chance to play for you, that sort of thing. And even when he was trying to get a transfer, it was never a permanent transfer. It was, he wants to go away and play and then come back. So I just respected him for all of that. But prior to that, I just remember the play we had when he was bossing it in finals. He was bossing it for England for me, and he was showing that ability. He probably was playing a little bit further up at that point, but he was just showing that ability to keep hold of the ball, to create chances here and there, to track back, that sort of thing. And I just thought didn't have it all because he's still young, but he could potentially have it all. And it does, going off the tangent a little bit, but it does make me think that, do you need Baleba in a sense? I don't know. I know they're kind of different players to a certain extent, but Baleba's all about keeping hold of the ball, driving forward, a little bit all action, that sort of thing. I don't get me wrong. I want us to buy Baleba, but I want to buy a 6 as well because I don't think Baleba's a 6 either. I think they're both 8s for me. But yeah, Mainoo is come back to say that he hasn't been playing. He looked really good against City. I was really impressed with him against City, considering he's not been playing, and to play against a team of that level in that manner. I think, like you said there, he's got the energy. He's not the quickest in the world, but he's got some pace, and it's more about his balance and his ability to play out of tight corners and that sort of thing, and his control. And he's not one of those players that panics either. So, you know, some players where they're a bit jumpy, they're a bit panicky when the ball comes to him. It's all smooth. It's all smooth in certain motions. So
at the moment,
think if he keeps playing, he'll be a really good player for us.
Yeah, I mean, Michael's always compared him to Pedri, and we've laughed.
I mean,
yeah, I've compared him, Michael, to Tom Cleverley. That's where I've gone with it. You've gone to Pedri. I think it's somewhere in the middle. Right?
In the middle. It's not Cleverly. Cleverly was all right, but technical ability-wise, for me, Mainoo's way better than that. Pedri, I can sort of see that to a certain extent. It's just that Pedri and Gavi together.
Saying the way he connects play. I mean,
technically,
you look at that Cunha goal. You look at that Cunha goal. Bruno, little dummy, then nicks it into Mainoo. Mainoo, again, literally nicks it into Cunha. You know, makes decisions.
It was against Wolves, but you remember his goal against Wolves in terms of the technical ability, the turn, the shot,
little rolled it in. Yeah,
that's in his bag. That's in his locker. So he's got a bit of everything in that sense. He can defend.
It's great that he has that.
He can press. He can turn. He can, the ball can stick to him. He's got the balance, but he also can shoot. He can finish. The lad can finish. So I think with confidence in the right setup, don't get me wrong, I don't think he can play in a pivot. And I think that's probably where it would go wrong. So Amorim might have been right to a certain extent because now you are asking Dorgu to drop in a little bit. You are asking sometimes Dalot to drop in a little bit, maybe, or Mbumo to drop in. So to sort of fill those gaps and sort of cut off some of those passing lanes. So to play him in just a traditional pivot where it's just two of them on an island trying to block everything, as we've done in the past with McTominay and Fred and Casemiro and Agati and Casemiro and Bruno, you do get exposed. Anybody gets exposed in that setup, even the best, even Rodri would get exposed in that. He still needs some help. He needs Bernardo Silva to drop in, doesn't he? He needs Foden to drop in. So you can't just do it all on your own. It's a big pitch at the end of the day. That's a massive pitch with really good players on that pitch who just zip passes in left, right, and centre. You can't do that on your own. So if he's in the right setup, which he is doing at the moment, he looks good. He's thriving. So I'm not going to get carried away.
This was the argument for people that wanted Amorim out passionately. And listen, I wanted him out early passionately. And then, like I've said earlier on, he charmed me into giving him a bit more time, right? Yeah. It was the fact that he was playing a system and players out of position that were making the players look way worse than they were.
Yeah.
And, this brings me to a quick question before we move on to our next subject. Will the ownership, I'm talking about, the directors of football, etc., be looking at this and what's happened with Mainoo and think, is there a world where Rashford can come back and fit into this? Is there a world where Rashford can come back and maybe not be a starter for us? Listen, I've been slating Arsenal, but the reason they are where they are this year is because of their depth and being able
Yeah.
to bring people on. You tell me, is there a world where Rashford can come back into this team with Carrick as manager and do a good job? Would you take him back?
I'll sort of quickly answer it in two
Yeah.
ways. I think first one is from the reason you're asking the question means that you feel there might be a chance. Now,
Mm.
I'll never say never, but and I'd say also that in this system, the way Carrick plays, I'm sure Carrick loves Rashford as well. There could be a place for him. So there's no reason why what Dorgu's been doing that Rashford couldn't do that because he were doing it and probably
Yeah.
to a better level and technically is better than Dorgu for me. He when he's on form, devastated in front of goal when he's on form. Problem is for me though, is that he's still it's shocking with the some of the technical ability he does have. The way he strikes the ball, for example, the way he can do a cross-field pass, he can switch it like no other.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like the short passing game,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know what he's been like at Barca, but I
He
think that he
doesn't
was
quite have that finesse,
no, he
does
was
he?
terrible on that. But
Yeah.
going back to the other side, and maybe my answer is, I think the bridges have burnt. Personally,
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
we've
Michael's
gone
saying
far
that here.
too down the line. Yeah, I think he's done now. I think he needed, to be honest with you, he never looked happy. Doesn't matter
He
where,
didn't,
how
did
many
he?
times he played
No.
him. I think he was done with Manchester and the scrutiny and the press and the just the pressure of being at Manchester United. And obviously, he was trying to carry the team on his back at times. I don't think he ever recovered when Ollie kept playing him through injuries and he did his back. I don't know if he broke his back as well. I can't remember now. Maybe like a bone in his back weren't
Blimey.
quite right.
Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. Yeah.
And very similar to Martial because he keeps saying as well that Ollie played him through injuries and he never really recovered. So I think we kind of burnt him out a little bit and he needed a new challenge. And I think fair play to Rashford. I like the guy. I didn't like some of the stuff he was doing where he was going out on nights out in the island thing and
No,
stuff
yeah,
like
you're
that
right.
and lying and stuff. I didn't like that because I thought for a boyhood Manchester United fan, carrying on like that, grow up. But fair play to the guy. Go off and into the sunset, play for Barcelona, smash it out there. Happy for you. But coming back to Manchester United, for me, it's done
Fine.
for me.
Fair enough. We won't spend any more time on that then. No more Rashford. It just crossed my mind because I was like, could they be looking at this Mainoo
Interesting
situation?
question because I think it's bubbling. I think some of the fans, some of the fan base are having him back. And there's a lot of people in the fan base, I'm not going to go into him, but the other guy that went, who was at Marseille, a lot of people want him back.
Yeah, Greenwood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could say
anyway.
his name. He's not Voldemort, right? But,
The guy that should not be
no,
named.
but I get it. No, it's a tough. I mean, he's doing great there as well. But I mean, like you said a while back, we did the right thing there. You know what I mean? But moving on.
Moving on
See
to
if I can
Carrick.
full screen this. If this, no, that makes it worse.
It's Carrick.
Bear with me. I'll get it back. There you go. Basically, that says it's a dilemma. You know, what are we gonna do here? What are we gonna do here? It's 2 games in. Yeah, he's telling me. Crew, he's already he's already there. He's already there, mate. You know. So you're in, yeah? You're like, just give him the job.
No. I'm just riding the wave of positivity. I'm happy. I'm taking it game by game. I like Carrick though, by the way, as in I liked him as a player, is what I mean. I think, let me say, I think I like the fact that, so I said before, out of him and Ollie, so very small options there, but out of him and Ollie, I wanted Carrick. And it's about not going back. It's about the fact that Carrick's not emotional like that. I think Carrick comes in professional and is straight-laced and is respected by the players, all that sort of stuff. I want him to do well, obviously, because if he does well, we do well. And if we do well, it could mean back in the Champions League, more money, better players, all that sort of stuff. But right now, I have my fun. When we win a game, it's Carrick at the wheel. It's Carrick, all that sort of stuff. But right now, I'm making no decisions on that. I know I've already said it. It'll be a hard decision when we get to the end of the season. And if he has got us into top 4, got us 4-4 higher, that decision's going to be interesting. But for right now, I'm still on the same train as you was on, or probably still on, where we need an elite coach coming in, is still my thought process. But for now, Carrick's at the wheel.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, Michael says here, there's no dilemma. The only way Carrick gets a job is if he wins the league. Let him be number 2 to Thomas Tuchel, I'm guessing that is, or Enrique. I mean, look,
what you say
really
now,
hard not
David,
to get sucked in, holding back for now and enjoying what we are seeing right now. Yeah, I mean, that is the sensible camp to be in.
Exactly that.
But there's no avoiding it.
Are you shifting? Where's Alex gone? Alex is meant to be helping me here to shift your spirit, shift your mood to Carrick.
I'm very wary.
Carrick in.
I'm very wary that, these are just, I am not taking anything away from the players, from the manager, from the coaching staff. We haven't talked about Holland ever since he was announced, right? But fuck me, he must be doing a good job. Like we started saying, Holland was part of a conspiracy theory that he's trying to wreck us, the Chelsea boy. I mean, SJG says Alex is drawing up his contract, and here he is. Look, 7-year deal. Chelsea contract. I've seen enough. He's ready to give him the job. He's ready to give him the job. Do you know what I mean?
The wheel.
God, I'm very
Cunha strikes, Dorgu strike.
I'm very much in
feel good factor.
Very much in Michael's camp here. Here we need to flip and win the fucking league.
I mean, quickly though, I think it's a bit. What would I say? I think I'm judging it off. What would hold me back most is we've done it before with Ollie, and look how that ended. So the only thing I'll say though is I don't know what you think about shelf life of coaches, because apart from obviously Fergie is an obvious one, and Klopp lasted a little bit, and Arsene Wenger. So there's a few of them that do last. I get it, but in the main, it feels like, I suppose it might be Chelsea that's changed things, but it feels like the top sides don't keep the coaches that long, if that makes sense. It's like 2 or 3 years and then they're off again. And I don't know if they get a bit stale. I don't know if players get a bit bored of them. I don't know if the tactics gets a bit boring. And how many times can you go into training every single day and do something fresh and new and keep the attention of the players?
Yes, impossible.
And I think with Ole, that train went on for a while and then it just fell off a cliff. And I just don't want to see that again. But is there a coach that could keep that feel-good factor and play nice football and keep everything going and win titles? Is that there? Is it possible? I don't know.
I mean, here's the truth, guys, and to the guys watching and being here, contributing in the chat, it means a lot to both of us, I can see a world where we win the next 3 games. I can see it, right? And I know it was only 2 games ago where I could see a world he couldn't win a game to save his life.
It was going to get sacked.
Get sacked, right? I can actually see a world after these performances, and not just I'm aware that now we're going to be playing teams with a lower block, and it's harder to break down.
You're buying a bus pass, aren't you? You're buying a bus pass, aren't you?
Yeah. Did you see our goals? I mean, that will break down a low block, mate, putting it top bins like that and putting it bottom bins all like that. So I'm not too concerned about breaking down low blocks if we're scoring goals like that, mate, to be honest with you. And guys, I can see a world where we win 5 games on the bounce, and it would be virtually impossible for Ineos to not give him the job. I think they would have to announce it mid-season.
Yeah, the only way that he doesn't get the job is if they're really set on elite coach, one of the coaches that are in the World Cup, and they're speaking to him right now and getting a bit of a feeling for whether they're going to come or not. For me, that's the only way. I'm thinking it's more a case of we've got the interim in place. We've dropped lucky that we've won 2 games in a row. We've got 6 points on the table, and who better to beat City and Arsenal? Yeah, so I think that's going to buy them some time now. So I just think they're going to think, you know what, the fans are going to be. I mean, what's going to be interesting is that protest still going to happen? But that's another question. But I just think if the fans, because obviously they monitor social media, Manchester United, they've got the media team, they monitor it.
Of
If
course,
people
yeah.
are on that positive train and everybody's singing Carrick at the wheel and Carrick, and all that sort of stuff like me, then there's every chance they're going to think, let's hold off and see what he actually does. And I think the longer they leave it, the harder that decision's going to be, because how do you not offer a legend of the club who's got your top four and brought some credibility back to the club? How do you not offer him the job if you don't put something into place before then? So that you're just gonna make that decision really difficult unless you start to put the wheels in motion for the next coach. Now, if they are to be given credit, for me, they need to have that plan in place now and talking to that coach that they want, ready to step in. But the only problem is, and I said it before, if Carrick gets us into top four, let's say, and then the new coach comes in and they do the handover of the baton, and then that coach just plummets.
That's it. You did say that.
That's Wilcox out for me.
Michael makes a good point here. Funny thought here, because teams are no longer scared of us. And he's right. I mean, you talk about low blocks, teams actually come at us now. And that was an advantage for Ollie as well, right? And he's saying, no longer scared of us, Carrick can use this to his advantage to get 7 straight wins before they start closing the ranks. This happened to Ollie too, exactly. But that's why it kind of turned around, because teams started realizing how we were winning games on the counter, on transition, and they started doing the same to us, and we couldn't break them down.
Beating City and Arsenal doesn't go unnoticed, though. That's the only thing I'll say.
It does not. And I mean, even that PSG win that Ollie got, I mean, it was nothing like this.
No.
I mean, this is just, I mean, it's scintillating stuff, really. Ollie played some great football during his tenure, but his last 2 games, I mean, it's just been.
But like Rooney said,
you could faint.
It feels different. Yeah, it feels different.
Faint. It does feel different. You're
it
right.
does feel different. Maybe I'm clinging on to things, and maybe it's just being desperate. I don't know, but desperate for success. But it does feel different. But again, I'm going to judge him in the next 3 games. By the end of these next 3 games, because like I say, we've got Fulham, we've got Spurs, and I can't remember. Oh, West Ham was the other one. Obviously, I mean, Tottenham might be playing a low block at this rate because how shit they are, but if we can get through those 3 games and at least get, I mean, how many points do you think we'll get from that really quickly, those 3 games? I put you on the spot there.
No, it's all good. That's all good. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. I'm completely shocked with this team, mate.
Oh, no, you're saying 9 points because that guy's getting a haircut.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's like I don't recognize this team. I think we're more than capable of getting 9 points. But I think we beat Fulham. I think Spurs find a way to show up against us. I know there's the history of Fergie saying it's only Spurs, but they seem to find a way to show up against us. I think that might be a draw there, and then West Ham will be a win. So I think
Thomas
7
Frank
points
needs
9.
to keep his job before we up to the point we play them, because I think we can't have them having a new coach bounce.
No, you're right. You're right. I think 7 out of 9. But if he gets 9 out of 9, do you know what? It's very difficult. I mean, Michael here talking about 7 straight wins.
I think you'll be converted if we get.
If he pulls out 7 straight wins, it's just, I mean, what? You know, how can you get rid of him? How can you get rid of him and his coaching staff? It's just, you know, Ollie was phenomenal as an interim.
Woodgate masterclass.
You know, positivity from SJG here. I'm on the train. I'm not getting off it. Listen, we're all on the train. We're all on the emotion room train, mate. We all are. But I'm just thinking about long term, right? Does Carrick win us the Premier League, you know? Long term, I'm talking about. Is Carrick and Holland the team, the duo with Evans as a, you know, are they going to win us the Premier League? And ultimately, that's what we need. We need to get back to that. I understand that's the process, but is Carrick going to do that?
But are you ever on board of that thing that people say that he could sort of take us to a certain point and then hand over? So obviously, I don't think that it would be right to say that handover in June this year, does he get a 2-year contract, let's say, and then take him, steady the ship, and then bringing someone in? Are you saying get him out? Because the thing is, it's hard to say what's the best solution here. Because
thing is, Dan, for me,
we've tried everything. That's the problem. We have tried absolutely everything.
We haven't tried everything, as we said. We haven't given it to best in class at that time, in my opinion.
Yeah, whilst they're at the peak. Yeah, you're right.
Whilst they're at their peak, we haven't done that yet. So for me, taking us to a point is getting us back into the top 4. If he does that, he's done fantastic, and he's taken us to that point. Go and get Luis Enrique.
Let's say you can't get him. Let's just say he signs a new contract. Luis Campos says you're going nowhere. PSG board say you're going nowhere. Let's say he's out of the equation. Where do you go next?
I think Thomas Tuchel, depending on his performance in the World Cup, because if he goes and wins it, which I hope he doesn't, by the way, but if he goes and wins it, undeniably that's best in class also, achieving that with England. And to win the World Cup with England and then get announced as manager of Manchester United, I mean, everyone will be waking up to that. So for me, that would be depending on his performance in the World Cup.
You'll walk through the doors as a boss if he wins it with England.
That's the second choice for me. After that, you are clutching at straws a little bit.
You are struggling.
Do you really, I mentioned Diego Simeone, but if Carrick is winning games like this, if Carrick is getting top 4 like this, do you really want to bring a Diego Simeone to bring some anti-football to the club? When we've been talking about DNA, I was shouting Diego Simeone because I was in desperation street. I've had enough. I'd had enough. But seeing Carrick deliver what he has done in 2 games, if that continues, then for me, the only 2 managers. So we've got there. Great work, Dan. You've got us there. Teamwork makes the dream work. For me, the only 2 managers that I would have in and get rid of Carrick right now, at this moment, things could change, right?
Yeah, definitely.
We can only speak in the moment, crew. Is Luis Enrique and Thomas Tuchel. That's it, really. Otherwise, if Carrick finishes top 4, I think you've got to give him the job.
Yeah, because I'm not having Nagelsmann, because I think he's another hipster manager, and I think Amorim was a hipster manager. Who else is there? Poch, he can just go back to Spurs for me. I think
that's what's going to happen. I think that's
I don't want Poch. And then Glasner, I don't know where he thinks he's going, but I don't want to see a back 3. So
please do God, one. No.
And then Areola and people again. He's another hipster manager.
I don't want
a hipster manager anymore. No,
I'd rather stick with Carrick and stick with
proven quality, elite aura walking through that door. Because even like the players now, they'll change their minds if they start losing. But so far, it's a case of Carrick's a legend. Carrick knows the club. Carrick knows how we should be playing. Carrick wants to bring back that feel-good factor. Carrick wants to play like the Fergie days. Carrick, it's all about, he's telling us about the history. He knows the history is a part of the history. So even the players are kind of wanting a bit of that. So if you've got guaranteed Wilcox and Barada will definitely go to the captain, Bruno, and say, right, Bruno, how do you feel that season gone since Carrick came in? Would you be having him? Would you keep him? That sort of thing. What's the rest of the lads saying in the dressing room about him? And there'll be a feel-good factor around it, especially if he finishes in that top 4. And they will listen to the ear of the players, because apparently, if it's true, the players were sort of saying we would take Carrick over Ole, for example, and that will have played a part in the decision making. Because end of the day, some people will say, "Why listen to those players? They're shit. They're this, they're that, they're that. They shouldn't get a say." But it's like with anything, you want your players to have the person walking through that door. Because if they don't want that coach coming through that door, they're not going to play for him. And you can see the difference between playing for Fletcher and playing for Carrick. I'm not saying they didn't like Fletcher, but there's a difference. They weren't having Fletcher for me. Can you imagine, though, really quickly, I'm going to go off the point a little bit, but can you imagine if you're one of those football players in that club, you're a Bruno, you're a Ahmad, whatever, and you've been coached by Amorim, you've been coached by other coaches in the past, Ten Hag and what have you, that are actual coaches, and then you look down and Fletcher's coming up the stairs from the under 18s. Right, lads, I'm coming to manage you from under 18s. It's like, you're taking the piss.
Yeah.
So I think that counts as well.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, yeah, I think Holland's had an impact. I know I keep mentioning him.
yeah, I mean, the England lads would have been saying to the foreign lads, look, this guy is a good coach. We know him from England set up. I mean, say what you want about Southgate. I don't like Southgate. And I've already said, if Southgate came through the door, I'm Southgate
Yeah,
out
you've said
straight
that,
away.
yeah.
I'm not having that guy. That's probably the only coach. There might be others, but he's probably the only coach apart from maybe like your Warnocks and your Dyches and stuff and your Sam Allardyce, that's not realistic anyway for me. But Southgate keeps getting muted. If he walked through the door, I'm Southgate out me. But they still did well in the tournaments, and Stevie Boy Holland was still there at the side of him. And he must have been doing something good when he was at Chelsea, because I said it before, all those coaches kept Steve Holland there. For
me,
if he was shit, you'd get rid of him straight away.
no, of course. And,
Well,
and he's had nothing but good feedback from players and people that have worked with him. And yes, Carrick is the face of what's going on right now, but we cannot ignore that.
Oh no, the team around them count. Yeah,
Holland's coming there, and you can just imagine him kind of giving a bit of a spiel to the players and be like, guys, it's time to play you in the right fucking positions. It's time to go back to basics.
Well, at least he's got coaching badges, because I think half of Amarin's squad didn't have coaching badges.
No disrespect. Listen, I'm a personal trainer, and everyone goes through different trials and tribulations in their life in regards to being in shape, being out of shape. Yeah, we all have our ups and downs. But one of the man on his coaching staff needed 2 seats to sit on the touchline. I am very sorry. Yeah. It's a fucking disgrace, right?
And that old guy hobbling around was the goalkeeper coach. I was convinced he was making Onana worse.
You know, I don't like pinpoint. I did a video on it, and people gave me a lot of stick. You know, it's got nothing to do with his knowledge. Yeah, man. But you do have to practice what you preach a little bit.
No coaching badges, that guy, though. No coaching badges.
He's got no coaching badges.
Wait, that one you're talking about.
He's got fucking McDonald's badges, isn't he?
I think his number 2 did. I think his number 2 did, but that one didn't have coaching badges. And I think there was another one that didn't as well.
That's ridiculous.
They were just there for the vibes. You
That's
could
ridiculous.
see it. They were just there for the vibes.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But look, like most of you have said in the chat, let's see how it plays out. But I'm telling you, this conversation that we're having now is going to happen more often than not, the more wins he gets. And a bit like what Michael said earlier with Casemiro, getting that done, getting that sorted. I do think we need to get this sorted ASAP as well. Because if we do finish top 4, I want to hit the transfer window where, bang, we've got a player in early. Bang, we've got another player in early. Bang. So we are looking at next season thinking, God, we've gone from thinking we're going to get relegated to, hey, hang on a minute.
And the thing is, we probably won't get players early. Don't forget World Cup. That's my worry.
Yeah,
that's especially my worry for a new coach coming in.
Sometimes you do get players early in World Cup years because you try and get it done and dusted out of the way.
No, but coming through the door to actually start learning the principles and stuff is what I mean. Yeah. Because, you know, if you get a new coach coming in, not only have you got a new coach that if he's in the World Cup's going to come late, the players are also going to come late. So you're in a bit of a losing battle.
Yeah, I hear your point. It's a tough one.
Anyway, we'll see.
To finish, a bit of a celebratory type of finish, I guess, right? There's big rumours that this fella's been sacked. Yeah. Big rumours that this fella's been sacked. And I mean, it hasn't come out yet. It's not official, but I mean, it's doing the rounds that, it's just practically dotting the I's and crossing the T's and figuring out how they're going to announce it. I mean, what do you think? Think this fella deserves to be sacked?
Yeah, I mean, I think what's keeping him in a job is they won the league last season, and I think that's the only thing. But I keep saying, I mean, it might be daft to say, and we all banter, but for me, that was Klopp's team that won the league. I think he came in, he said it himself that he didn't really change much. He sort of let the players play the game. I think Salah played out of his skin, and what have you.
Did he?
Yeah, I don't think he had to do much. To be fair, I'm surprised. I mean, shout out to the team to remain professional when this guy, I'd never heard of him before Liverpool were linked to him. So if you can imagine again, when you're a player
Mm.
and you're always going to be on your phones or trying to find out the gossip of who, because I mean, a lot of these players these days, they're following Fabrizio Romano, they're following
Of course they are.
Ornstein to see
Of
who's
course
coming
they are.
in.
Yeah, yeah,
And they'll
yeah.
be
Of course
talking
they
to
are.
each other thinking, who's this guy? Who's this guy? So unless Van Disney knew him from Holland, or I don't know if they've got any maybe Gakpo and people like that, I don't know. But are they having him in the first place? So fair play to him to still play their game and win the league, to be fair. But he got too much credit for that for me. I think he got far too much credit for that, because soon as he started to put his imprint onto Liverpool, which is this season, they just plummeted. And I just thought, you are another bald fraud like Eric Ten Hag.
Yeah.
So there's too many of these. Again, is a hipster coach again, where the FSG and what have you will have done all their numbers game and thought, this guy's a rising star. Let's bring this guy in. And don't get me wrong, I know that they do due diligence, and probably thought he probably plays not too far dissimilar to Klopp, because if rumours are to be believed, they did speak to Amorim. They did interview Amorim and thought,
they did.
You're not prepared to change your system, so therefore we don't want you. And that's fair play to Liverpool. Whereas this guy said, you know what, I'm not really going to change much in the first season. I'm just going to let them play the game. I'm just going to settle them down, and we'll do as best as we can. And they won the league. I just think this season, too many signings that they're not used to making at Liverpool. And he's been found out. And I just think he's a fraud. Now, he could shut me up next season if he stayed, but I don't think he'll last.
My brother-in-law.
And ultimately, I think he should be sacked.
Yeah, my brother-in-law's a Liverpool
not good enough.
fan.
Right. What does he think?
And he, when they were dominating last year and doing what they were doing last year, I was like, I'm shocked. I thought when Klopp was gone, you were going to get similar to what's happened to United, just go down, 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 down.
Yeah.
And then Slot came and he signed one player. I think it was Chiesa, and he hardly used him.
He didn't want him. That wasn't his signing.
Yeah, hardly used him. And I kind of said to my brother-in-law, fair play. I did not expect UK Darren fan, you're in a bit late here, but please rewind, man. Yes, we've sung the praises of. I mean, that Cunha goal was just out of this world. But yes, but back on track. I kind of said to my brother-in-law, once this guy starts signing his own players and trying to build his own team and not use the cake that Klopp basically baked for him, I think he might be in trouble. And Michael again with another one. This guy spent. I mean, what the fuck, man? He spent mad money.
Crazy money.
And
just on Isak alone. One of his big mistakes was, I mean, two things didn't go for him. One thing did. So obviously, with Wirtz, I think if he'd have started off better, things might have been a little bit different. But he then started off well, and then Isak came in, and that sort of derailed him a little bit as well, because obviously the amount of money they've spent on him, he's obviously got pressure to play him. But Ekitike were flying.
He was
flying, scoring in every game, looked a right player, and you just thought, okay, I can see what you're cooking here. And then the other issue that they've had is forcing Kirkes in and sort of pushing Robertson to the side.
Apparently he's going to Spurs, for God's sakes.
I think they've stopped it now. I think they've changed their mind on it. Yeah, I think they've changed their mind on it now.
I mean, another subject that would hurt Liverpool fans' hearts is the way this guy's been told to leave, apparently, by Arbeloa. He's just been told, I don't fancy you whatsoever.
Fair enough.
Find somewhere to go. I mean, I don't want to spend too long on Liverpool. This is more me enjoying the fact that they won't beat they won't surpass us. That is what this ending of this show is. They won't surpass us. And if they do sack this man, I think they'll go down another rabbit hole just like we did.
I think they'll get Alonso.
Maybe get Xavi Alonso, but I think he might be another Amorim, in my opinion.
Possibly,
where he can charm you. He looks great. He's got a good story behind him with Bayer Leverkusen, like Amorim had with Sporting.
Hipster again.
Yeah, I think here's the celebrate. I'm just here going from this to this to this, just celebrating the fact that these guys will not surpass us, which is great news, right? It's great
Definitely.
news, and I'm glad they won't, because if they did surpass us in terms of Premier League titles, league
Yeah.
titles, that would hurt even more. But I don't think
Do you,
they will now.
do you think they finish lower than us in the league this season? Then do you reckon?
I mean, they're fifth now. We're fourth. They,
Be
I mean,
interesting.
if this continues, I mean, if we get 9 points from the next 3 games, I mean, in this current league, the way this league is at the moment, Dan, that's huge, by the way.
Oh
If you
yeah,
get
yeah.
3 wins in a row, forget the 2 wins we just. All right, yeah. If we get 5 wins in a row, I think that puts us in very good stead to be top four, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. Because this league at the moment, no one's consistent apart from Arsenal.
Yeah, nobody's put a run together. So, like you
Right?
say, if you can put
But
a
we've
run
come
together,
along and
it's
saved
yours.
football yesterday. We saved football
Definitely.
yesterday.
Football won yesterday. Football won yesterday.
Yes. Football won yesterday. And like I said, Arsenal fans, you should thank Manchester United. You should thank Michael Carrick.
Open your eyes to
You should
football.
thank Cunha. You should thank Dorgu. Because all that money you pay to watch that team in shitty Holloway Road, right? You've finally seen some goals that warranted the stadium,
Lit up
warranted
your
the money
stadium.
spent,
Lit your
warranted,
stadium up.
warranted the people that look after that grass that you call a carpet there. Finally, some football that the grass deserved in your stadium.
But really
Disgrace.
quickly, wasn't it nice when it panned to Henri and it panned to Ian Wright? I mean, I like them both, but it was nice when it panned, the camera panned to those two when we'd scored our goals and they realised that they were going to lose. It was just beautiful to watch. Beautiful to watch.
I mean, listen, yesterday was one of the best days for a long, long, long time. And I'll come back to this one, Michael. Corner FC, Stoke City FC, own goals FC. This is it. This is it. An absolute disgrace,
Teta
anti-football.
Pulis. Yes.
Yeah, Arteta Pulis. And it can't continue. It cannot continue. And people knock me for saying, what, so you rather City win the league ahead of Arsenal? Man, listen, City are nowhere near us in terms of league titles. I think it's only a matter of time before Pep Guardiola is out of there. And I think that might be it for City thereafter. I think they're going to struggle to find a manager unless they go and get a Luis Enrique right away. Because what I hear, it's going to be Maresca, right? That's what we've heard through the grapevine. So, I'm not too bothered about... I just do not want to ever see Arsenal win the Premier League title ahead of us again. It's just not something I want to see. And people might knock me for that, but that's just where I'm at. But to finish the show, Dan... let's predict, because you didn't give your prediction. You put me on the spot in regards to the next 3 games. To finish the show, how do Man United do against Fulham? How do they do against Spurs? How do they do against West Ham?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this actually, and I'm thinking, do we go and beat City and Arsenal and then go and lose to Fulham? Can we possibly do that? But I'm going to stay on the positivity train. And I'm actually thinking we can come out of this with 9 points, I know West Ham are looking a little bit better. I'm just thinking that Spurs, we need to beat Spurs because it feels like it's been so long. We need to actually batter these lot. But I mean, I could change by the end of the week when I do my preview for the Fulham game. But I'm feeling 3 wins in a row coming up. Maybe I'm pulled into this vortex of Carrick and this positivity train, and I'm not getting off it. But yeah, I'm thinking we beat all 3. I'm going for it. I'm shitting in the street, and I'm saying 3 wins in a row. Let's go. Let's go. Carrick, let's go. I'm there.
Oh, mate.
Where you're at, Alex, help me out here.
Michael predicts 3 back-to-back draws. That way we go on and win them all, because I guess they play the reverse of what I predict all the time. Yeah. And I can't guarantee this.
What I should have asked is, are you watching any of these games live? That's what I should have asked.
Yes. I think that poor guy will get a haircut at last 5 wins on the trot. Yeah, I mean, Darren thinks we're going to get it. Darren thinks we're going to get the 5 wins, meaning we win the next 3 games. What I will say, guys, is I haven't watched the last 2 games because I was working. I'm not working the next few games. But maybe
I joke. I don't believe in some of these omen
just
things.
maybe I shouldn't watch the games. I think my dad will tell me straight away, don't watch the games anymore. He'll ban me from it, to be honest. Like, he's the type who'll call me up and say, stop watching it. Do not watch it, please. But
watch the games. We're
of
winning all
course I'm going
three.
to watch the games. How can
We're
I
winning
not
all
watch the
three.
games? Yeah. Listen, if we
Go on.
win all three, give the man.
Go on, say it. Give the man.
I'm not going to say it. We're going to
sign the
end the
ting.
show
You're
there.
gonna say sign the ting, yeah.
We're gonna
Give the
end
man. Give the man. Give the man.
Give the
Give the man
man
the keys to the castle.
a pat on the back and thank you for doing a great job for Manchester United. Mark says, Dave, go on vacation with Mrs. Please so the run can continue.
Yeah,
he might be right.
please,
I need to
please.
go to Madeira, Michael, and just chill there, switch off for the end of the season and come back. There's this guy on social media, I forget, I don't know his name, but he does these things where he's been in a coma for 10 years, comes back. And
Oh,
then
yeah, I've seen
if
that.
you've seen
yeah,
that, and then they
yeah.
kind of tell him that, by the way,
Yeah.
I don't know, West Ham have won 20 Premier League titles since you've been in a coma, that sort of thing. I think I need to do a bit of that.
Yeah, you need
Not
to do
watch
that.
any more football until the end of the season. And then I come back here, and then the show's going to be, Dan, tell me what happened. Dave, you're not going to believe it.
You're not going to believe
Arsenal
it.
won loads of games. Arsenal lost loads of games. City lost loads of games, and Carrick won the Premier League. And he's won
he
3
won the
back
quad.
to back.
Yeah, got the quad. We've had a tour bus, you name it.
Yeah.
And the Glazers have sold up.
Yeah, imagine.
No, that's a step too far.
Yes, listen. To end the show, thank you, Carrick. Thank you, Manchester United. Thank you, Dorgu. Thank you, Mbumo. Thank you, Cunha. Thank you, Bruno. I mean, this is all we want. Yeah. Of course, I want to win Premier Leagues. Of course, I want to be challenging in the Champions League and winning those.
Blank check.
But ultimately, we just want something to cheer and something to be happy about, right?
Without a doubt.
And to go and beat the 2 best teams in the league has given us hope that we're heading somewhere again. And that's all we want. So great time, believe it or not, to be a Manchester United fan right now. And like SJG says here, thank you for giving us some decent football finally. And he's right. It's been great the last 2 matches. Let's hope it rolls on. Dan, thanks for being here in the emotion room once again.
Good.
Massively appreciate you coming on here every single week, man. I love having you here and having this discussion. And long may it continue. Long may the results continue. UK Darren says here, United for life. You got that right, mate.
I've got to see the Cunha dance still. You know what I mean?
Oh, mate, I did it yesterday. If you didn't see my reaction yesterday, go and see it. You see me dance with my hips. I mean, yeah, it was definitely, the old
hips
white
don't
man.
Lie.
The old white man can't jump. It was white man can't dance for me yesterday. But I do not care. I do not care. Guys, catch you on the next one. It's been emotional in the emotion room.
See you later, people.
Love.
Come on, United!
Yes.